Well, I think the question really has to be, do we want to prevent crime or do we just want to respond to it? And if we're talking about those who are engaged in shoplifting, particularly many of the offences that we are currently seeing in our supermarkets, then I think we really have to ask ourselves, do we believe genuinely that providing people who are shoplifting food in order to put kai on the table in a cost of living crisis is going to prevent that crime?
Okay.
I think we need to be honest with ourselves and say that it won't.
Do we know that the majority of the food being stolen is food and not wine or high-value products that'll be on-sold?
Well, again, Ryan, I think that the question has to be, do we want to prevent crime or do we want to merely respond to it? Because we've had a swathe of evidence by the likes of, for example, Chester Burrows, the late, great former policeman who went on to be a National Party MP and then National Party Minister of Police, then went on to chair Turuki, the Safe and Effective Justice.
Yeah, no, we know who Chester Burrows is. Great man and had strong views on it, no doubt. But do you think if everybody... Well, if nobody was poor, nobody would steal.
Sorry.
Let's find out.
It's just another entry for the stupidest question in the world, because the actual response to it is, well, actually, the mega wealthy are some of the biggest thieves in the world with what they steal from society and off us. White collar crime is exponentially larger than retail crime. So no, I don't think if we're all wealthy enough that we're going to stop stealing, because the wealthy steal in this country right now and get away with it. I'm going to play the rest of this little clip. The thing is, once Chloe's finished talking, to be honest, what David says is not worth listening to, but what is worth listening to is when he makes claims about Chloe and she rebuts him. So when David starts talking, the reason we're going to do that part of that 60 seconds is really just to give you guys a chance to see Chloe put him in his place.
I think that if society were a lot fairer, I think that if people weren't experiencing extreme poverty, then yes, we would absolutely see a substantial reduction in crime.
David, what do you think?
And that's what the facts show us.
Does Chloe have a point that if we didn't have so many people who were in the poverty, we didn't have a cost of living crisis the way it is, there would be fewer people stealing?
You know what, there's a lot of people who don't have much, but they manage to get by without going and stealing from other people. There's a lot of people who go into the supermarket and they say these prices are up, and that's true, they are.
Why are they up, Mr. Seymour? I thought you were fixing a cost of living crisis. But prices are up. Isn't that on you guys?
But what they may not see is they're partly up, because if you talk to anyone in retail, the amount of what they call shrinkage, or people that leave without paying,
otherwise known as when I went for that swim during wintertime on Mission Bay, shrinkage.
That means that they've got to put the price up for everyone else who actually does pay. So this is a real issue for people who actually try to get by. Things are made worse by people stealing. And when I hear Chloe saying, oh, we just need to prevent crime, let's be honest. She was in government for 6 years. They increased government spending.
She wasn't.
Oh, okay.
3.
Okay. You were just sitting behind the people in government. Whatever.
No, David, I was actively critiquing the government at the time.
Okay. You were a rebel without a cause. But can I get back to the point? They increased spending by $60 billion over 6 years, and shoplifting was never ever higher than when they were in government.
Okay, but
now,
your plan...
government giving people money hasn't actually led to better behaviour. Maybe having the right values, saying that's someone else's, don't take it, and if you do, you'll face consequences, is the way forward for our country.